day.
My
Yeah.
dear, oh, you just there, oh, see somehow far.
It's well. It is well.
Where is where that one? Yeah, what's that?
My dear, it's nothing else but motherhood.
Does it look like I've slept?
Hi guys, welcome to the Raw Motherhood Talk. This is not an interview. This is just friends sharing their raw motherhood experiences. Unfiltered, uncensored motherhood experiences. I'm not talking about the skin, glowing skin, and Instagram highlight reels, motherhood type of thing. This is real conversations around motherhood. And we're sharing our confusions, our doubts, anxiety, the questions that never really spoke out loud, the things that people never really prepared us for, especially our parents that should have done that, right? And we're tracing it back
Yeah.
to the very beginning, which is pregnancy, because motherhood actually starts from pregnancy. So, and this is a very real conversation that we want to have here. So, and with me, I have friends from way back for a decade now, from university. So, which is Cheche, the one that is smiling on the top. I all the way anyway. And my friend, my roommate that time, she's from all the way from Mugwausa. How is it doing?
Well,
Mm.
I know.
Why are you
We
I
are.
sounding
just say,
stressed?
I just
So
say.
this motherhood is but now the stress full. Anyway, so yes, let's get into it anyway. Well, for me, I think that pregnancy is a very remarkable journey. It's a very remarkable journey. It's a very remarkable journey for any human being to actually endure. But the good part of it is that where God actually proved Himself is that the bodies that He gave us, they are capable of handling such wonderful changes until
Yeah.
our bundle of joy arrives, right? So, but then
Yeah.
we that are mothers, our ability to feel through that journey, to go through it, the pain, the excitement, the frustration, these are the things that we want to talk about today. So, starting off strong. The real question is because I actually had to speak with someone, one of my friends, and then when I asked her, "Do you think pregnancy is a beautiful journey?" She had to pause for a moment before she answered me. And then that was when I knew that it wasn't easy for her. On her own side, it was a very difficult thing, right? So, and that's also the same thing that happens to a couple of women. Do you understand? But if I'm to ask you right now, probably before I answer my own, I want to ask, do you think pregnancy is a beautiful journey from your own experience?
Well, um, for me, I would say it's a beautiful journey with mixed emotions. Sharing my own experience, when I first realized that I was pregnant, I wasn't happy per se. I wouldn't say I was excited about it, like, oh, I'm pregnant, finally. No, it was a mixture of, okay, um, anxiety, worry, and disappointment, which is quite funny because this is actually something that a lot of women are praying for. I think that understanding was actually what made me to accept it at some point because I had plans for myself. I was thinking of going back to school, applying for my master's, doing some businesses. I already had these things set in motion. Then, bam, I was pregnant. So that shock, it was overwhelming. I couldn't show excitement for weeks. I would be at home crying, that kind of thing, like, why now? Why not wait a little more longer? But then I embraced the journey. At some point, it was exciting, but it came with this wave of everything. There are times I will be happy. There are times I will be angry. There are times I will be. It's just mixture of here and there. But generally, pregnancy, everything is a blessing.
It's not just beautiful, it's a mixture of the good, the bad, and the ugly.
But what they used to
That's
show
just
us on
what mother.
the kind of things I see on Instagram is as if that there are people that really enjoy this pregnancy.
There
Put my
is
own.
nothing. Don't mind. Let me just use our personalities and our physique. The way we look, the way our personalities differs. That's how pregnancy is different from each and every one of us. We have this idea of appearing strong even when we are breaking.
You're
So
breaking.
everybody, just like in social media, everybody's rich. Everybody's rich on social media, even those that are using palm kernel to eat curry. They are still appearing very rich. So I would say it's a matter of them trying to project what you feel that this is what pregnancy is all about. Pregnancy is just a mixture. In the beginning, it's beautiful. In fact, the only thing that makes pregnancy beautiful is just that thought that one day I'm going to see the life that I'm creating. It was really tough for me. When you receive the news that you are pregnant, everywhere go first blur.
How?
You know, when you realize that, for example, now, when I got my own results, they said, "Oh, congratulations, you are pregnant." It was as if, when NEPA brings light and takes the light,
When
that joy that comes when there's light and that joy that goes off when there's. So the joy comes. I was like, oh, I'm pregnant. Wait, am I actually pregnant?
reality check.
Then I'm thinking, oh, what am I going to do? This and that. Oh, I will now start
Immediately.
feeling this, I'll start feeling that. It keeps on popping up. I am creating life. I'm going to create life. Like, there's a joy that comes with it, but we need to face reality. The news is the joy, but the journey is just God help us. God help us journey. That's what I would call it.
So in general, it's not
Because
a beautiful journey. That's what you want to say.
it is beautiful when you think about,
So
okay, it's just
the
like thinking
pregnancy,
about the product.
the announcement
You
is
know,
joy and excitement, but the journey is not beautiful.
exactly. Use this illustration. When an entrepreneur is trying to create products, you know that the process is not a work in the park process.
Exactly.
But there is a joy that comes in when you are done creating your product. So that thought of how my product is going to look like, that is the beauty part of it. But you see, we call it 9 months, but it is not 9 months because check 40 to 42 weeks. It is more than 9 months.
It's a lifetime.
My dear, it's like being carrying weight for 1 year.
The
It's
lifetime.
like
I
carrying
feel
weight
like
for 1 year.
the pregnancy journey itself is even the easiest part of the whole motherhood journey because that time the life is still inside of you. You have some level of control, and even though you don't have full control of what is happening in your body and all that, but at least somehow you can still contain some situations. But when the baby is out,
Exactly.
crying, the nagging, the what to go, every single thing, until that person gets to the age of being responsible for themselves. Even at that point, at intervals, they are still seeking your attention, your support, your advice, your courage, your every single thing.
That's why I say motherhood is a cult. It is a secret cult. It is a secret cult. Nobody will tell you because if you get to know about the truth, like everything about motherhood,
You will
I'm
not
not
do
sure
it.
you will really just walk into it because who
So
no go no go no.
check for you when you got
Yeah.
pregnant. Was it planned parenthood? Like, did you plan with your partner to say, okay, it's time for us to have a child, or you guys got married and it was expected of you guys to have a baby after 9 months? Now you know Nigeria now ahead, or was
Yeah.
it really you guys were medical thing and then you needed to?
My dear, I would say it shocked me. I would say it was a semi-planned stuff because when you want to have a child or get pregnant at this certain stage, you could realize you're already on that stage, but it's like it came too early.
Right.
You understand that feeling?
I feel like no matter how prepared
Yeah.
you are for motherhood, you never really get prepared 100%. Even if you have
Not
things
really
when you're
prepared.
prepared,
Thank
you
you.
still feel that there's this overwhelming feeling that still comes like, even that I prepared, sha, but this one, maybe this thing is too early for me, that kind of thing. So
You
that's
got
how
it.
it was for you.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
it.
Then you have
That's it
So,
because
twin,
so at the moment
twin.
when you eventually now realize that, I don't carry belly, shey they say heartbeat is inside of me. How was it for you? How was it feeling like?
my dear, just like I said, though, everywhere first blood from you. I started thinking about my dreams, my goals. I was then asking myself,
You want to
are
be a
you sure I
lawyer?
can achieve all these things together?
You wanted to be a lawyer.
My dear. So,
I don't know how much I had a very weird feeling during my own time. I don't know if I would say that I was
yeah.
happy or I wasn't happy, but I wasn't feeling anything. Is it possible to say that I wasn't feeling anything? Like I couldn't really place what I was feeling. I wasn't feeling excited. I wasn't sad. I was just there. From the first one, okay, the first one actually happened before I finished school. when we were taking our final exam, I was really pregnant. But I didn't know that time. So
Wow.
yes, no, I was actually pregnant at the time, but I didn't know that I was pregnant. I was pregnant then too. But then I wasn't feeling, even when I confirmed that I'm pregnant at the time, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel excited. Oh, I'm having a child, or I'm not excited. I was just there.
Yeah.
Can there be anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, they can.
Because even till
Like
now,
a
I can't
feeling,
really explain how I felt.
like a feeling of indifference. You are not excited. Neither are you
Exactly.
sad. You're just there.
I
There's
wasn't
Yeah.
expecting that people that when they are pregnant, they will have expectations like they're going to have glowing skin, take pictures, do the baby shower. I had zero thing in my mind when I was pregnant for the first child until when thank God for Chisom that was there because she was calling me at the time. Maybe we
yeah.
were calling me at that time when I was in Delta State. So I remember sharing some things with her, the way the baby was doing me, I don't know. But all I know is that I was sharp pregnant. And baby one day is going to come out. That's one thing I know. But I had no, did I say I had no dreams of celebrating the whole thing that time of day. Until that one now passed. But the second one, we kind of planned it. Because as a typical Nigerian, when you have a child and you lose that child, or let's say when you miscarry a child, for instance, the
Yeah.
next thing on your mind is you want to have another one sharp sharp. Replace the one that you lost. So you don't even give
Yeah. Yeah.
yourself the time to even heal from the first one. I was taking people's thoughts for myself. Like I was putting myself in people's thoughts for me. They will come to me that like, don't worry, twins will come. So for me now, because I
No matter how planned you are, as long as like there are some things, especially when you feel you still have this feeling of like all these
You've not
unfulfilled feelings about there are things that
you've not
not for
acted
the
for
family, but
yourself.
things you actually want to do
It's
so for
true.
yourself. Because actually I told myself, I promised myself that there are some things I need to get before I
Okay.
start having children. Put all my plans in motion and kind of like get my business going, have my career going, and then when the child comes, we just handle everything together. But then it happens. The business is not going, the career is not even going. Like on your part, you're like, I've taken another
Well,
responsibility. Meanwhile,
exactly.
there are some things that I still have to do for myself. So
So that unpreparedness will give you
personally
a
you are not
mixed feeling
prepared.
of
Exactly. You just have this just being
then what
as in
about
just
that
being
feeling of that
indifferent
sudden
about the whole stuff.
realization of so I will become a mother? That sudden realization of so I'll become a mother soon.
It's your mind. The
You know, I'm
instincts
trying, you
of
have to prepare
nurturing
that so someone
kicks in.
now call me mommy or mommy. That
oh,
that actually, at some point I was more scared than excited because a lot of questions were running through my mind. What if I fail in this motherhood journey? What if I don't do it well? What if this? What if that? What if I don't get to accomplish my personal goals, my personal dreams anymore? What if I lose myself in the process of this motherhood?
You're
There were
right.
so many.
All the what ifs will just pop up. But how I was able to tone down on my what ifs to just accept what the reality. Because when you think about all the ifs, the what is there, you start getting depressed. So what I did was to just focus on the journey, accept the reality, focus on the journey and try to make something beautiful out of the journey. To be honest, it is when you think the beginning is worse, maybe the feelings, the end of pregnancy, the thing that the first
Oh,
trimester is bad. When the second trimester hits you, in fact, the more it progresses, the more you lose it. What we do is to enjoy every moment.
so you would say that it was unplanned. You didn't plan to actually be a mother at the time that you became a mom.
yes, I didn't plan for it because I had a lot of me things to do because I knew that, okay, once I get pregnant, I would have to make a lot of sacrifices as a person, as a human. There are some things that I'll have to force on just to cater for this new being growing inside of me. And thereafter, So it was a mixture of a lot of things for me. At some point, I wasn't really excited about it, but I think having people around who were supportive, understanding, women who actually made me realize this is actually a blessing. It may not have come the way you expected it, but it is a blessing that should be appreciated because this is something that a lot of women are doing a lot of things to get. So having that understanding kind of made me sit back, appreciated what God has done for me, and here we are.
But
Hmm.
sometimes you usually feel like, let's say in the middle of it or trying to take care of a child, sometimes maybe in the middle of him crying, disturbing you, trying to get in the way of you thinking about your life, do you sometimes feel like I didn't actually want to have you, if not that it just happened, it will not be here and normally stop
Yeah,
disturbing you, that kind
yeah,
of, do you have feel like that sometimes?
yes, actually. I actually felt that I do feel that way from time to time, but try as much as possible to push it off. Do you understand? Because it tends to project this energy sometimes that's
Yes,
trying to hinder that mother child connection. There are times when I'll find my baby crying uncontrollably, and it will seem as if I'm feeling this disconnect. Do you get, like, I wouldn't
yes,
feel that motherly urge to rush, to nurture,
man.
to just soothe. I would just be like, can you just pause and let me breathe? Do you get feeling? But,
Exactly.
but then remembering that, okay, this baby is at a time when it was actually looking medically impossible for me to conceive. Looking at it from that angle, it should have been a blessing, right? But somehow, psychologically, I was not prepared because I was already making personal plans. And besides, the time frame that I agreed with my partner that we were going to stay before we start trying to bear children had not really elapsed. We agreed on staying for about 2 years before we start trying to conceive.
Relate to her own experience because my own was not, the first pregnancy was not planned. It just happened. But I actually think that not for newly married couples, most pregnancies are not planned. Their first pregnancies are not usually planned. Most times it's out of cultural
Understand?
pressure, it's out of marital expectations, it's out of what do I
Entirely.
most times for newly married couples, first pregnancies are not usually planned. It just happened. And then mine, my own, the first one was not planned actually. It just happened, and then we got married, but we lost the baby. So the second one was planned. We were actually looking for a child. I mean, I wasn't really, I didn't have anything I wanted for myself at that time. Should I even say that I didn't have a dream of, having a beautiful pregnancy journey, the glowing skin, the this and that, the pictures. I didn't even do what is it called, baby shower. Yeah, I didn't even think about it. No, there are people that would have time for all those things. They would plan everything
Yeah, yeah, it's
down
true.
to their routine, the things they'll be eating, where they'll be going, and they'll come out. Yeah, people plan all these things. But I didn't see myself
Yeah,
making this kind of plan. It's even of late, even after I've
I,
had the first and the second child, of late, I'm not asking myself, what do you even want in your life? Or what do you want to achieve in your life? What are those dreams that you always had for yourself? What are the things that you want to achieve? It's even now that I'm even beginning to regret. Why didn't I even do baby shower that time? Say, what was I thinking? Right? So
yeah.
the whole pregnancy thing, I can't really say it's good. It's beautiful. It's hard for some people. For some people,
It was really tough for me. I had no like I was on the low risk pregnancy, nothing like any risk. I was on the green side. But let me speak from the perspective of people that are not living within the shores of Nigeria. But be a personal experience. It was difficult because number one is we don't have that kind of community that we have back home, and the kind of antenatal we do have here is quite different from the antenatal that was seen in our country, whereby you just dress up. If you want to eat jollof rice on your way, you can you know where to buy jollof rice now on one-to-one stop. So you just come for antenatal, you will sit and wait for when they call you. You go and you meet
it's
your
not like the Nigerian
midwife.
natal where you go and you guys will sit in a very big hall
Dance,
and then you sing and
yes.
dance
As
and
you
all of
meet
that.
friends, my dear. It is as if somebody is even sick. It's as if you are sick. You just go there, you meet with them, they ask you how you've been for the past, because you are just once in a month then. In the beginning it was once in a month.
Once in a month, yes. I know how it feels like. Because
Yeah.
that was I had Sophie outside the country, so it will just be one on one with
Yeah.
the doctor. And she will even be the one to be an
Yeah.
appointment. Come on so and so day, come on so and so time.
Exactly. Just like maybe 11:15 to 11:45 or something like that. And once you come in, they just take your urine, check your BP, check your oxygen level and everything. Then you go meet midwife and they ask you questions and how you are feeling. Once you are done, you carry your bag, you're on your way.
But
And funny,
I actually think that their standard is okay because it will give them ample time to communicate with you and know what exactly and where exactly to come in when it comes to your pregnancy journey. Unlike what we have
yes, it
here,
wasn't,
unlike what we have here in Nigeria, we go for antenatal.
yeah.
It's obviously a big call, like you guys are doing a maternity, that kind of thing. But one
So
issue I have with
I
them
would
is that they
say,
don't take their time. The nurses they don't take their time to actually ask deep questions that mothers would have to, they teach, they teach. But I feel like some mothers,
yeah,
because of maybe out of shyness or stage fright or something, they're
yeah,
not able to ask the kind of questions that they want to ask. Do you understand? Like
yes,
during my own time, when I had the second child, I'll go for antenatal, and then while scared in a very big hall, the nurses will just be teaching and all that. Some patients will have pressing need. They want to ask questions, right? Somebody wants to ask a question
yeah,
about blood pressure, and I'm having my BP is high. Do I have a chance of having my baby through CS or normal delivery? And then they can't even ask those
yeah,
questions comfortably because maybe they are shy. They don't want people to know what they want to ask, that kind of thing. See, our child is here. And so what I'm basically trying to say is that standard, even though it's
yeah,
boring somehow, because it's just you and the doctor, but I feel like it's better. You do understand? Because it gives you
yeah.
time to speak to the doctor
So,
directly. And then if you have something that you don't want someone
yeah.
to know about that is private, you can easily ask the doctor, see, I have so and so issue. What do I do? Unlike that big
So,
antenatal hall where some people are trying to ask questions and then they just
in Nigeria, we need the kind of antenatal that we are having here. We that are here also need that kind
need
of antenatal. Be able to have both. Probably will be happy because all the things that some people do ask questions on online are things that we already know here. Because once you are declared pregnant, they will give you pregnancy kit.
yeah.
It it contains this what you are not supposed to be eating, what you should be eating, exercises that you should be doing, what you can do to feel connected to your child. Like even postpartum experience, your fourth
Yes.
trimester, everything there is there.
Yes.
Even the vaccines that you're supposed to take. In
That's
fact,
there's
everything that has to do
something
with
called
your
the birth. They
health.
help you to plan your birth. Basically,
Exactly.
they help you
Exactly.
to do that.
So you because they will expect you that all those stats and the kit that they have given to you, you must be reading them. So when you come for your next antenatal, which is once in a month, you might be able to ask questions based on what you've read and what you are experiencing. So
Exactly.
it is a beautiful job and like so that can make you to exercise your body. You even see
Mhm.
someone that you are giving birth on the same time, you guys can get to talk. You guys can get to talk because when you get to know all those people, these are the community that that you will form once you have given birth. So that even if you feel like your baby is crying too much, someone who might tell you that, oh, my baby also cry more than yours. So all these things like help your mental health not feel isolated, you will not feel depressed and all those things. But yeah, it is what it is.
Since you said
Yeah,
that your own pregnancy was somehow partially planned, when you were planning it somehow in that somehowness, what were your
yeah.
expectations that your journey was going to look like, or that let's say motherhood is going to look like, versus what you have right now? Were you thinking that when you have your baby, it's going to be all those Instagram kind of experiences where you have everything figured out? You have nannies, you have
My
this,
dear,
you have that, and what are you facing right now?
it is like what I ordered versus what I got.
Because in my house right now, Panadol is no longer working for me. The kind of headache I'm having. Hey, God. Oh.
So my dear, I would say this and I also give advice on this based on my own experience. I have an elder sister. When she's pregnant, she looks so beautiful. Her skin glows. Like when you see her, oh, you would love to be pregnant.
My own is the exact opposite.
My dear, I thought that's how being her sister and everything. I thought that's how pregnancy will also treat me. But my dear, oh God. Okay, my own start with having acne, having melasma and hyperpigmentation. In fact, when I went to see an esthetician, she told me I should even expect more.
Whoa.
She told me I'm not going to do anything right now because your skin is glowing as I'm looking at it, but she told me expect more. The skin will get worse. That it is like that when it comes to women of color.
Yeah, right.
That's
I think it's
yeah,
about
now
African
yeah.
women majorly, or be women of general color, both
Yes.
Indians and
Yeah, they said
Nigerians alike.
yeah. When it comes to women of color that there are high chances that hyperpigmentation kicks in, the melasma and everything kicks in. So but with time it will normalize and being
Yeah, that
pregnant there
time,
are some
that with time it will normalize. It sometimes it takes like 1 year. Or it depends on your skincare routine.
it's, my dear, my own is getting to 2 years now, but my skin has not repaired.
It depends on your skincare routine because me, I'm still dealing with acne because before I got pregnant, actually, before I got pregnant for the second child,
Yeah.
I had PCOS. Mm. And
Oh,
that PCOS was as a result of the injection I took because I wanted to prevent pregnancy when I had the first child that I lost. So the doctor was like, don't have to get pregnant until say 6 months to 9 months because I had that first child
yeah,
in a cesarean session, full cesarean session.
yeah,
So I was trying to prevent pregnancy until the wound heals reasonably. So I took this
yeah.
injection, depo-provera injection. So it was supposed to prevent pregnancy for
Oh,
like 3, 6 months, and then say from 9 months I can now get pregnant. My sister 9 months
yeah,
on, I did not
yeah,
get pregnant. 1 year I did not get pregnant too. Getting to 2 years. So it was part of why I had to fly outside the country so that I could see a progression.
yeah,
So when I went to see the doctor, I didn't even know I was having PCOS at the time before I left the country. I was having this big acne
yeah.
on my face. My skin was just a mess, right?
Seriously.
My skin was just a mess. I didn't know I was battling PCOS until, and I was having irregular periods. So I was serving them.
Oh,
I was doing my NYSC. So my husband was outside. So he now told me that I don't have to go to a doctor here in Nigeria. And he gave me some injections for 5 days, saying that it's going to balance my hormones and all that, and the periods will be normal. But to no avail, my sister, until I left the country. And then when I went to see a doctor, a gynecologist, and she told me that I have PCOS. I'm like, which one is PCOS? Okay? Yes, I used to hear about PCOS. Yes, I know
yeah,
about PCOS, but how come it's happening to me now? I've had a baby before, and then she took me back to history. The baby that I had, the injection that I took, that I was not supposed to take any
oh,
injection for PCOS, right? And I'm like,
wow,
maybe my system is still okay. That she should check. Oh,
yeah,
because when I took for 5 days, it's for what now? She said that she doesn't know. But if had it been that I took that injection in the country that I was in at the time, that should have said that I should give her the doctor's number because they need to report the doctor for giving me injection for PCOS. And this is what many Nigerians are suffering right now in Nigerian hospitals.
exactly. It's
They diagnosed you of PCOS and they're giving you injection for what? So the lady was like, you don't take injection for PCOS, that you have to just change your lifestyle and then take some fruits. Understand the type of PCOS first because there are different types of PCOS. Do you understand?
yeah,
So she lectured me
yeah,
on that and then gave me a routine, the kind of things I would eat, things I would avoid. And then if I am to get pregnant again, that I have to take some medication. There's this medication that she will prescribe that she have to take it for 6 months to prep my body for pregnancy. And then I also take a one ovulation medication like that. Do you understand?
yeah,
So a couple of things I did before I got pregnant for this. So for me, I really didn't have much expectation. All I wanted was to have another child to replace the one that I lost because I had already lost one.
yeah,
So in my mind now, I want to have another baby, another one, another one, another one. So everything I was doing was
yeah,
just for me to have that. I wasn't really expecting to have this cute looking plump baby, that kind of thing. And then my skin, anytime that I'm pregnant, my skin goes down to zero point 0. I'll be so black, acne is all over my face. At some
my
point,
dad, you've
at
known
some
me
point when
before
I was
now.
about 8 to 9 months pregnant, I was looking so bad.
Yeah,
When I'm going out with my hubby to take a
I'll show
walk,
you my picture later.
when I go out to take a walk with my husband,
I'll
people
show
will be looking
you.
at me. People will be staring at me. How I'm thinking, maybe they are thinking in their mind, how black? Why is this man so black like this? Expectation versus
Yeah,
reality is a different thing entirely. But then
yeah,
it's beautiful for some people. It's also hard for some people. It depends on the environment, their partners being involved and not being involved.
yeah, exactly.
What some people do is a
Yeah,
mixture of the both of them. For me, I feel like it was, I don't know what to think, but it's just there. For me, it's just there.